if you really have a goal, have a dream, and the opportunity presents itself, take the opportunity. Because I think a lot of time opportunity presents itself, and we all live in this fear that if you do take the opportunity and it doesn't work, then I'm a failure. But that's our focus, quality over quantity. You know, we do a massive volume of things, and we try to grow normal and as healthy as possible.
Oh, very healthy growth.
Healthy
100%,
growth.
100%.
To keep the quality as high as possible. But if you do it and you love it, you work hard every single day, then it's bound to work. It's hard work. They always say hard work pays off.
Hard work. Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode with me, Reinold, on the couch. And today we're going to dive in with a special guest, and we're going to lean into a bit of entrepreneurship, a bit of marketing, and some insights for any of the young people out there hoping to start a business and hopefully make it in this Namibian market we live in. Thank you once again for everyone tuned in, and I am here today with a very special guest that is also one of our clients that we've enjoyed working with for many reasons. Stephaan Coetzee from Le Pen. Welcome. It's very nice to have you here with us today.
Thank you, guys. Really cool to be here.
Yeah, awesome.
Excited for this awesome podcast.
Yeah, and it's like I said, we're just going to casually let it flow. I'll sort of bounce over a few questions, but I think a great starting point for this is also, as always, where did this all start for you? The journey, the inspiration, what happened, and where you just woke up one morning, had a bad croissant, something, you were like, I need to fix this.
Well, basically it was like something like that. Was a young boy, I think I was 11, between 11 and 13.
Yeah.
And my parents one day asked me what I want to do. And I said, well, I want to become a chef. And pretty much had this idea of having a coffee shop. Never been to Paris, haven't seen anything about Paris, but for some odd reason had this idea of on a corner of a street, have a little bakery.
It just appealed to you, you know?
Obviously watching movies and things like that, it kind of stuck somewhere. That stuck in my mind. And just kept going through high school every time, what do you want to do? That's what I'm going to do. Went through the processes. I went to the ICA in Stellenbosch, which is a chef school that's still there, very popular chef school. I think they work from a curriculum from the CIA from America, which is also a culinary school. And the 2 years working there, apprentices, and through the school I met Marcus, which had at that stage, he basically is an Austrian baker, third generation baker, world-renowned chef, a pastry chef, and they had a bakery in Knysna.
I see.
So I did 3 months of a practical with him, basically through the school, and then I asked him, will it be possible when I finish school to go and study with him, basically again, being an apprentice and so on, and went to Ile-de-Pont and basically lived there for 2 years in Knysna, learned everything that I could have learned from Marcus and pastries and breads and stuff.
The works.
Yeah, moved to London for 8 months, came back, weather wasn't for me, and came back, went to work under David Hicks for 8 months, came back with this massive idea to start a bakery, ending up working in construction for 5 years. And
that's a change up.
That was a huge change up, but also thankful. Learned a lot just on learning basic things, how to fix things, etc., etc. And then the opportunity came up for us to buy the petrol station where we are situated in Eros.
I see.
And it basically, my mom went on early retirement, and then I went in with her in business. And 10 years ago, this happened.
Saw the opportunity,
and here we are today with Le Pen turning this year 10 years old.
It's beautiful. And I keep saying it to anyone tuned in, is that every time we have a guest, there's always this fluid process, I think it's never set in stone. Yes, you can say, I have this goal of what I want to be, but it's not always the case. I find myself, and you telling your story now, it's always this process, and
definitely.
Like you said, there was the in-between, it's construction, and you're like, okay, this is a change up. But at the end of the day, I think you still came back to what you truly had in mind, what you wanted to achieve, And it's like you said, now it's 10 years later, and like here we are.
Yeah, it was interesting. It was a massive learning curve starting the business. You have this idea in your head and how it works in budgets and costings and everything. And we've learned so much over the 10 years we've been at Puma Eros and Stephaan, and looking at some pictures actually in the beginning of the year, knowing turning 10, where we started and where we are now, it's unbelievable.
I can imagine. There's so
crazy.
many things that go into it. And I think why that attention you have, that you pay specifically to that why you guys have as a business, and also the fact that you've been in existence for 10 years really speaks to a lot of things, right?
Yeah.
Besides the business aspect of it, definitely if you're looking at your product, we look at, in my personal opinion, quality and consistency.
Yeah.
How do you maintain that? What is the drive there to maintain that?
So that's good question, and it's a lot of hard work though. For me, always being a Namibian, coming from Namibia and stuff like that, we always were a little bit behind when it came to service. I mean, Namibia was like, this is who we are. If you kind of need it, we are slow. This is me, kind of thing. And it frustrated me a lot because I was very fortunate. As a young kid, we always went to Cape Town. I've traveled, I've been overseas, and things are just different.
Exposure to something completely different.
And how people talk to you when you walk into a store, things is different. Everything, you get approached different, and all of those things always played a role in my life. And being in the chef industry, I worked in very high-end hotels and places, and there everything is just, it's 100%. There's never a no. It's always go from when you put your feet into the kitchen.
Yes.
And that basically came with me when we also started Stephaan. And for us, I always wanted, one, to bring back tradition in terms of good quality bread, bread that we knew when we were kids, the German culture. I mean, there was everywhere little German bakeries, and they all closed down. And I mean, it was awesome when you woke up on a Saturday, we're going to go to the bakery and get our bread. So that was something I would definitely wanted to bring back to Namibia. And then every day just putting in the work. That's the difficult thing. And that's, for us, it's just, I don't want clients to ever, there are times that we make mistakes, but as long as we have Stephaan, we want people walk through the doors, be like, yep, the bread should taste the same as last week.
What you're getting.
And a month ago, it's the same. And if there's a mistake, we always encourage the clients to talk to us, and we fix it as quickly as possible. But that's our focus. We don't want to go into, quality over quantity. We do a massive volume of things, and we try to grow as, how can we say, like as normal and as healthy as possible.
Oh, very healthy growth. 100%.
To keep the quality as high as possible every single day, every single month, and every single year.
Yes.
That's very important for us.
No, that word there, that healthy growth, is extremely important. I think as an entrepreneur, you so easily get lost in the process, especially when you see some return on investments and growth. And then perhaps it's human nature to kind of want to dive right into it because you're so scared you miss the opportunity.
Absolutely. I mean, we are growing now at a very rapid pace. And and running a business, seeing numbers every single day, you tend to quickly, you would like, what, maybe look for investor, maybe let's dive into this. And then you quickly need to think, but don't lose focus of what we're doing.
Exactly.
Because it's very quickly to say, like, I mean, we can push the numbers. Let's go to a bigger warehouse. Let's buy 3 more ovens. Let's get a blast freezer, and the next thing you know, you're pushing quantities, but your quality is falling behind. And for us, that's what we really work hard. We will get there one day. Definitely, that is the goal. That is a goal we would love to have, the pre-bakes across the whole of Namibia. I mean, even if it can reach South Africa, reach Europe,
all the better,
Awesome. But for us, the most important thing is to get there is the quality we have now.
100%.
And if we're in 5 years in Europe in the shelves, that quality we have now will be there the same, after 5 years or 10 years, wherever the road takes us, if you could put it like that.
No, 100%. And tell me, so we've been in Namibia for quite some time now. Of course, there's a few, let's call them competitors. They come into the market. How do you experience that? Because now you're also not just competing against a local baker popping up. You're competing against, per se, franchises coming to Namibia. How do you view that? How do you kind of say to yourself, all right, I'm going to stick to my guns and do this and this? How does that thinking go from an
Oh, it's stressful.
entrepreneur?
Stressful,
I can
stressful.
imagine.
Yeah, it's some mornings you wake up and you get these phone calls where you hear these rumors, and then you're like, gosh, why?
Come on, give me a break.
Give us a break.
Yeah.
On the other hand, then you're like, okay, but competition's good, keeps you on your toes, and I don't shy away from competition. I think it's always a good thing to have competition. But in our market, we are small. I mean, Namibian's buying market and buying power is not big. I mean, it's
not European level. It's not even South African
No,
level.
I mean, being in Cape Town again the last month or so, just experiencing how much people there is, how much buying power there is. You understand why businesses can pop up there, and after a year when they're doing well, they've got 5, 6 or 7 stores, everywhere. Where with us, that's not the case. I mean, we have a small population, different, variations of people. We are actually scattered very differently. Like Windhoek is it's got the different areas, and it's to get people to get from Kuala to you in Eros, it's difficult. They do come to us, but it's like, think twice. Yeah, let's just go to the Grove.
Convenience,
Convenience,
time,
and all of that.
There's a lot of factors.
Yeah, where in South Africa people drive. It's a norm to drive far. It's a norm to drive 30 minutes or 40 minutes to get
Cape Town, to go get a coffee.
Exactly.
The culture, the works.
With us, it's different. So yes, stressful, but then you get the mornings where you wake up and then you just being in the front. I'm very hands-on. I work a lot sometimes behind the coffee machine making coffees. Every day at work, and then you just stand and you just see your clients coming back every day. You greet them, and you're like, you know what? We're doing something right.
Yes.
And stick to the guns. Keep, you've got your motivation. You have the quality. Work on that. Keep working on that. Every now and again, we launch a new product. See how it does. Sometimes it sticks. Sometimes it doesn't. Our pastry section, we started that about 3 years ago. Slow growth, but every month passes, it's getting a little bit better, getting a little bit better.
And it's like you said, it's trial and error.
Yeah. And sometimes you just want to grab the sticks and run.
I can imagine.
But you also sometimes kind of just pull back. So many people said, oh, open another shop. And you're like, and then you're like, okay, let's do it. And then again, you're like, but remember, I can't be 2 places at the same time. There's so many variables that goes with it.
Double the admin.
All of that goes with it. And we will also get there. Definitely, that's something we would love to have another store somewhere to capture more audience, more clients. I think we have got beautiful products and beautiful things. But the time will present itself when we are ready to do that. And that's, I think, how we go about with all the competitors and the franchises that enters our market. And just, like I said, just try to be positive every day and just keep doing what you're doing.
It's also kind of understanding the market you're in.
Yes.
And the fact that, yes, number one, we have a much smaller buying market, and then to think our market within that is also segmented. People just have different preference as well when it comes to stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, I could be a lover of your croissant or the baguette or your pepperdew loaf, whatever the case may be, but someone else might have the complete opposite.
Oh, yes.
And that's something as an entrepreneur you have to deal with, because you unfortunately, as best as you can try, you can't cater 100% to everyone.
I mean, you can't cater for everyone.
You can't.
That is something that I made peace with many years ago. You want to please everyone. Look, when you're in the service industry and when you're in a restaurant or in a bakery, serving your clients and giving them the best and trying to make them happy is your number one goal, and good food and good atmosphere. And it's not always possible. People will walk in and there will be something wrong, or they like, oh, this is not the bread for me. I still like to go to my local normal supermarket and buy my bread there because that's what I like. It is what it is, and you have to make peace with it.
Yeah.
What I will say also is our Namibian locals really support locals as well.
Yes.
It's a very positive
100%.
thing. It's a very positive thing we have. They see hard work. They see local businesses. They always try to support local as much as they can.
Of course.
And that is awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, standing in my shop, seeing the people coming in every day. It's local people close, far from their work, homes, coming by, having a cup of coffee.
They make the drive.
They make
it's
the
like you
drive.
say, supporting local.
Definitely, and that
100%.
is an awesome thing to see. And we can be very thankful for that as well as business owners, that our Namibian, population really supports their locals as well.
100%. If you're viewing at home, keep doing what you do. Support local, ladies and gentlemen. So no, that's beautiful. And I like taking it back a bit to the beginning of our conversation. I like the romanticized idea you have as like this little corner shop. And yes, whether that's sparked from like movies or whatever the case may be. And then on top of that, kind of staying true to the craft, and then being in this industry where you've done a bit of like this background and you have the certain level you've been exposed to when it comes to the craft you're currently in, right? And we have this beautiful story. What beyond that focus, whatever it may be in your personal life that you do, that is perhaps just a hobby that you feel complemented or added to the fact that you are now an entrepreneur, and they say the threshold is that 2-year mark. You make it past that, you're good to go. And so obviously you're at 10 years.
I'm gonna say 5 years, maybe 8.
There you guys have it. It's not 2 years, it's 5 years now.
Oh no! Look, I exercise. I've got a full program every day, but I have in my program slotted 2 hours to exercise. For me, it gets my head clear. You have good days, you've got bad days.
Yes.
And for me, exercising is kind of, you have good days and you've got bad days, whatever you're doing at the gym or running or whatever the case might be.
Yeah.
For me, it's like some days you have those good days and you're like, you know what? You can apply to the business. You have good days at business and you've got bad days in business, and same with the training. Some days you just feel tired, you feel weak, you know,
exhausted.
Geez, I'm here every single week and now all of a sudden I can't even lift the bar, or I can't even swim 100 meters, or you go for a run, you're not even a K in and your legs feel like they're falling off.
Yeah.
But then you apply that to business, it's the same thing. You have these days where you just feel like, geez, why am I doing this? Why? You've got everything's going wrong, or just like, and then you just like, just work through it, take it step by step, or, rep for rep, and you get to the end always. There's always an end. There's always an end of a day. There's always that, and then, like they say, the sun will come up and the sun will go down.
Yeah.
And I use that a lot in my day-to-day at my business. It doesn't always work out 100% like that.
Of course not.
But
nothing's perfect.
Positively for me, that helps me a lot. It really, it sits well with me. It's just kind of, it's almost like in your subconscious mind kind of thing, and it just kind of just ticks over. And sometimes you just get those days, just like, okay, just go for it, step by step, minute for minute, and then the day goes on, and then boom.
And it doesn't have to be superstar level of training, but
no.
This plays into the fact that it's a balanced lifestyle.
Yeah,
and the balance just helps for everything across the board.
No, for sure. It's I'm very fortunate. My wife supports me tremendously in what we do. We both support each other, in what we do and what she does. So I do as best as what I can do to support her, and the same vice versa. So there we've got a very healthy relationship, and so that helps tremendously.
I can imagine.
Then you throw in the training and the exercise, and that helps me, because there are days where because I put so much pressure on myself, because for me, I want to be the best bakery in town all the time.
Yeah.
And
there's a goal.
There's a goal all the time. So pressure on myself gets sometimes too much, and that just helps me, okay, calm down, breathe, get rid of all the extra baggage, get back to work, and then the day just kind of starts. And it helps me a lot. And I think it's a definite success, also part of where Stephaan is today, for sure.
It adds to that overall.
Yeah, definitely. And networking, you go to an event, people see you, they're like, oh wow,
for sure.
The baker's here. The baker's running today.
Exactly. If they don't know your name yet, they know CrossFit and croissants. Who knew they go together?
Yeah. So it's like a little bit of networking that goes with it. You meet people, you talk to people. There's always opportunities.
Of course.
Everywhere you go, wherever you do it, doesn't matter if it's big or small. There's always opportunity. You never know who you're going to. I mean, it's like you might go for the gym for the first time. Someone recognize you. that start talking to you. It might be a massive business owner that's looking for something specific that you have.
That
and
you might just have.
Then
which
you
is
never
the
know.
general sharing of knowledge as well.
Exactly. And that's how I see it.
Yeah.
There's always these different avenues and doors that opens at times that you never expected. And that's very cool. That's why I do it. And it, like I said, it's just healthy and keeps you healthy as well at the same time. Because this is a very, how can I say, demanding industry.
Oh, 100%. You have to be there every single day. It's
Gotta-
if I'm not mistaken, you guys start what time in the morning?
So we actually start, the first shift starts at 7 o'clock at night.
I love it. That's the first shift.
That's the first shift.
Okay.
Second shift starts at 2.
At 2.
I clock in anywhere from 4 o'clock in the morning.
Sounds lovely,
And,
delightful.
And I leave about 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
Full day.
So that's a full day. Yeah.
No, brilliant. And I love that we could touch on that. And I think what we also want to touch a bit on is from an entrepreneurial point of view. How do you view the realms of marketing? Because of course, yes, there's the business side. Yes, there's the actual getting your product out and doing so consistently. And what are the other tools you sort of leaned into to kind of say like, all right, we're doing all this, but it needs to be seen from your side. Yeah.
So, I mean, the world's changing at a rapid pace.
Speedy.
Very speedy. So obviously Namibia, word of mouth is still the number one. Definitely. I mean, I think people talk to each other. We've got a close community then, and that's a very, very strong advertising point of view. But again, I think the younger people in the younger generation today are not as talkative as your older generation would be.
Yes.
So we've kind of since the beginning of Stephaan, we have went into the social media side of things. I did a little bit of the pictures and stuff by myself, taking them with my phone.
Just getting the ball rolling.
Posting them on Facebook. Actually saw some stuff the other day. They were bad. They were not good.
And then the worst part is you struggle to try and to go delete them because it's so like, okay, no.
Can't get rid of them. But
yeah.
But that was I always knew that it is part of the business. We need to get it out. Facebook has been with us for quite some time. And as Stephaan has been growing in the last 10 years, Instagram has, popped like
no one's business. Same as TikTok.
And and there's so many other platforms that we don't even touch on, we're just talking about the big ones now. So then slowly but surely, I actually met up with someone at Deluxe when they still were in CBD, and they told me about Nuka Nuka, and I met Tim, and that's how we got involved with Tim and Nuka Nuka. And it was history from there. It was always a given that I knew that there will come a time where I'll have to get professionals to get our media out. And again, like in the beginning, it was all photos. Everyone just posted photos, so it was a little bit easier, I would say. And then the next thing, it's reels, and the next thing, it's short videos, and it's all these other things, and then you're like, oh my goodness, how to keep up with all of this?
It's crazy.
It's insane.
It's absolutely insane.
But I think our benefit definitely was because we had it always in the back of our minds to continue or keep up with this trend. It was beneficial for us, and as social media just grew and popped in the last, I would say, I think for the last 5 years, it just popped extremely big. We were there, so we were always present, and then we just kind
of part of this growth taking place.
So we just basically captured that and just took that advantage when we were there. Advertising is expensive as well, and thank goodness for social media and those type of things. It makes it a little bit more affordable. I think, unfortunately, for people that we're used to for radio advertising and using newspapers and those things, it is dying, unfortunately. So I think for those businesses, it is not easy kind of keeping up with the trend of social media. But for us, it is a key factor. I love people to see what we do.
100%.
We were Jan Braai. It's being on TV. It's huge.
It's huge. Yeah.
And it was literally a reach out from their media team. Would you like to be part of this?
Which once again means you're doing something right.
We were like, yes, we will definitely be part of this.
They asked me twice, man. I'm on my way, yeah.
And the feedback from that is
brilliant.
Brilliant. And I think not from being on TV, social media, because all his clips that he was in Namibia, is on Instagram, on Facebook, and you can just see people commenting, people seeing it,
Yes.
people sharing it. It's a massive platform, and it's definitely something part of any business that's not on social media. Get on social media.
And it's
Get on
something I
social-
always say is that social media used to be for the young people, you know.
Yeah.
Now they're differentiating that Facebook is a bit more for your older crowd and all that jazz.
Yeah.
But the reality is that yes, it per se is for the young people, but that was more or less 5 years ago.
Yeah.
If you think about it now, 5 years ago is a long time. Those young people are now earning money.
Yeah.
Which means they're eventually going to become
Absolutely.
the decision makers, you know?
Absolutely.
And by the time, for instance, TikTok is booming, TikTok search engine has become so powerful, people search everything on TikTok, how to cook,
It's unbelievable.
how to make bread, how to do this.
Yeah.
So if you're already on it, great. But imagine in 10 years' time, you've completely missed a entire target market.
Absolutely.
Because you didn't want to invest in something that is currently the trend.
And I think at the moment, I think social media is already saturated with, I think the search engines, if you're not in it already, and you just want to get on the trend, you are you're in the back, far in the back. It's crazy. If you just go through your feeds, it's like, there's stuff that I normally haven't seen in such a long time, people that I've really follow, but because there's so much feeds going through, it's insane.
It's insane.
So get on it. Don't be afraid of social media. But I think it's not just a case of for the young people. It's part of our lives. I think
it's part of our lives.
I think we definitely. I think we're moving in an era where I think kids will get phones in a little bit of a later stage in their life because there are complications that, and we don't need to get into that. But in terms of people that you want to reach in terms of spending money, social media is the way to go.
Social media is the way.
Absolutely.
It's crazy to think the amount of exposure we have today. And
it's insane.
And it's like you said, there's the good side and the bad. The bad we won't get into today, but it can also be a positive and healthy platform for the right reasons, of course.
No, definitely. I think I get so many ideas from social media, from just people, just following some chefs and people. And it's not, some of these guys do such elaborate work and stuff like that.
Crazy.
But just looking at it, you just get a little bit of a light bulb. You're like, well, but if I take this element and that element, we can create something very cool.
Exactly.
And it's so inspiring. There's so many things out there that, like you said, there's good, there's bad. But for me, in terms of social media, I've learned a lot. I've seen a lot. And it helps me in my business.
Yeah,
people, now I can see what people are doing in Paris. I can see what people are doing in Australia. Right? I can see what people are doing in America, South Africa. You just follow all these people and then you're like, oh no, we're on the right track here.
Yeah. It kind of gives you also something to, like, I don't want to use the word compare, but you can learn and you can see, and that's
absolutely
great. And it works in reverse as well. You get exposure from it and boom, hey, young Bara, here we come, as an example.
Exactly. No, for sure. So, and again, like, at least you're on the right track. So it helps. It definitely helps with that as well. So
100%. All right. So Stephaan, a question I'd like to ask you is that how do you maintain not the consistency, but the originality of your brand and what you stand for, having all the influence you now have online? How do you kind of stay true to that?
So basics stays basics. So how to make a croissant, there's a specific way of making croissant.
Yeah.
And keep to that. The same way how we started making the brechens 10 years ago, we're still doing it the same way. And that is important to kind of always remember again, and this is where it comes with the quality and the quantity side of things. If you want to push quantity, you need to do things to get that quantity. If you want to go, now we need to go all big, all in, and then things change.
Because time becomes of the essence.
And that's where you kind of always have to kind of reel yourself in, because very quickly you can see, again, where if you take shops in Paris and then they've got 10 outlets and they just do macaroons, for instance, and the macaroons are sold in 10 different stores, and then you're like, but how do I do it? And how can I figure this out to kind of do that? And then you just need to also think about who you are, what you're doing, what your clients really come for every single day, and think, is that who you want to be? Reel it back, stay to who you are, and just keep on doing what you're doing. And like I said, stick to the basics. We work on stuff that I've learned as a young chef, as a young apprentice. It's old, it's got good foundations, but old doesn't always mean wrong. I sometimes say, being old school, maybe that's a good thing. Maybe it's a good thing to.
Maybe it's not always. Maybe old school's not always
Yeah.
old and old-fashioned. And
Exactly, and it's also very beautiful, because we're making croissants. Croissants have been made for thousands of years, and to be part of that is also very satisfying in a way, if you know the knowledge and the science and all of that, and to be able to say, but we're doing it like they're doing it. Yeah, we use it. We have got some equipment. We're not making it by hand and stuff like that. There are stuff that we use to make it easier, but the principle stays the same.
Yes.
And that's where you sometimes need to think, like, stay true to who you are and what you're doing, and where's your goals in 5, 10,
Yes,
15 years from now. I have big goals. They're here in the back of my mind, but I take it year on year. And as we go along, stuff unfolds and stuff, doors open here and there, and then we move in these avenues as we go along. And that's how I approach it. It's not always easy, but that's how I definitely go on.
Yes.
Trying to stay true to who Stephaan is and what the brand is and what we stand for.
Yeah, and I think it just makes it more digestible for you as an owner yourself. It's a gradual approach. It doesn't always have to be big bites.
No.
And I love that, as you said, basics remain basics.
Basics. Yes.
And you mentioned in the beginning of our conversation as well, as you're taking something that was beautiful as a child. We're talking about something as simple as bread.
Yes.
Yet, how nice you make it sound, which also gives us a very good insight as to the passion you have and why your product has been around for so long and why it's been so consistent. So, and yeah, you could tell if I spend too much time at your shop. Next podcast, don't tune in, guys. I think that's beautiful. As sort of a closing to our episode, if you could, and it sounds like the most, mystical and deep question ever, but what advice would you give to yourself 10 years, 15 years ago, or to any new entrepreneur coming into the scene, whether it's becoming a baker, whether it's becoming a digital marketer, whatever the case may be? What advice would you share with them?
I think it's a question that's asked a lot, and I think it's different to person. But at the end of the day, if you really have a goal, have a dream, and the opportunity presents itself, firstly, take the opportunity, because I think a lot of time opportunity presents itself, and we all live in this fear that if you do take the opportunity and it doesn't work, then I'm a failure. If it doesn't work, there are still other opportunities. There's still other ways of, taking 2 steps back, do something else, and maybe another opportunity arise again. But don't be afraid to take the opportunity. You don't know if it's going to work or not.
And you learn from it.
And you learn. 10 years ago, we had this dream. We started it, and there were times where we were like, oh my gosh, we're not going to make it.
What is this? I did not anticipate this.
And there was tough times, and it was difficult.
Of course.
And, like we said, we just kept on chipping away, like rep for rep, and then the year goes by, and then the next year, and then it starts great, and the next thing you're like, oh gosh, we're still not going to,
what's happening?
We're still not going to make it. But again, it's like you don't know until you have to try. You have to
try.
Grab the opportunity if you can, and don't be afraid to fail. That's the biggest thing I would say to anyone trying, young, old. There's time. If you don't know what's going to happen, it can boom after a year, it can boom after 6 years, it can take 10 years. But if you do it and you love it, and you work hard every single day, then it's bound to work. It's hard work. They always say hard work pays off.
Hard work pays off.
But also believing. That's the other thing. It's one thing to work every single day, but you just don't believe it's going to make it, then it's somewhere something's going to stop.
Exactly.
So yeah, if that's for anyone listening, just keep on grinding, and if the opportunity presents itself, grab it with 2 hands and don't be afraid.
Don't be afraid.
Just go with it.
That's great advice. Now, Stephaan, thank you so much. From my side, it's been an absolute pleasure having you here. So thank you for your time. And for all our viewers tuned in at home, keep supporting local. And trust me when I tell you, those croissants slap, but not too much now. So Stephaan, thank you so much.
Thank you very much, guys. I appreciate it. Have a wonderful day. Cheers.
Hey guys, thank you once again for tuning in, and a massive shout out to Stephaan for joining us today, situated there in Eros. And once again, we just want to say thank you, like, subscribe, and please, by all means, in the comments, ask away if you have any questions, any topics you would like us to elaborate on, and we are here to listen to you too. All right, thanks for tuning in, guys.